let me tell you the story of my roommate and how the fuck it went from being an okay situation to suddenly being what the fuck is going on with you kind of situation. Lately my roommate's been more of a dick and I can get, stress, work, death in the family, all that shit, plus having a traumatic brain injury doesn't really fucking help you, right? When I first moved in, I agreed to not only do the chores, but to take care of his 2 dogs. Not one, but when I first moved in, there was only 1 dog here. There is now 2 dogs here that I take care of by myself. I'm their sole fucking caretaker. They're not my legal responsibility, and yet I'm the one fucking dealing with them. I don't know why this has become the issue, but dude's not even taking care of the dogs. Any day that he's off, he runs out of the house or he sleeps all day. He doesn't even stay home during his days off. It's gotten that bad. It's gotten to the point where I can tell he's avoiding me because ever since May, prior to July starting, he'd been making sure that I got fed every time he ate. He would offer me dinner on his way home from work, and now, suddenly, because of a conversation that I had with his neighbor, all that has ceased, completely halted. This man's mad at me because I told his neighbor, who was being nosy as fuck, saying that she thinks me and the man that I live with should be in a relationship. And I told her I was not looking for a relationship, and I basically, disclosed that was the conversation I had with his neighbor to him. Now he got mad and basically is refusing to make sure that I get fed. There's literally almost nothing in the cabinet except 5 fucking ramen noodles. Literally nothing. And I'm supposed to take care of 2 dogs, water a lawn 3 times a week. I'm supposed to wet the foundation of his house 3 times a week. I'm supposed to do all the fucking laundry, do all the sweeping, all the mopping, see where this is going. I do all the fucking chores. I also have to take care of not 1 but 2 dogs. The first one is Sadie. Sadie has been with us since I moved in. She was got quite a few months right recently before I moved in, so having her here, I can see why he wanted her taken care of and not kept in a kennel all day. The problem is he went out of his way to adopt a second fucking dog. A dog named Akita. You guys have seen her on my channel. He's made no effort to try to get to know Akita. Literally. Akita nor Sadie views him as the owner anymore. They actually see me as the household owner. And you want to know why? He's never here. He's always working at his brewery. And when he has days off, he never spends it with the dogs. This is why we're not dicks to our roommates. Hang on. 1, I'm not required to fold your laundry since we're not in a relationship. We're not sleeping in the same room. I have very little friendship with you right now because you've been kind of an asshole towards me the entire time I've been here. You get mad at me for chewing with my mouth open when I'm eating a pizza, when I have an overbite that I told you about, and you still fucking treat me like dog shit. And then you proceed to dignify that response with, well, it's one of my pet peeves. Okay, well, it's one of my pet peeves for you to sit here and constantly be up my ass about small shit like me eating. I'm sorry, do I have to stop breathing too? Now, I mentioned being the sole caretaker of the dogs. This is Akita. She is a Malamute mixed with German Shepherd. That is Sadie, the dog that's been here since the day I moved in. The problem is, these 2 dogs no longer see him as their owner. And I know this because he will call Sadie and she will not come to him for a good 10-15 minutes. Because he's never around her. He doesn't take time to play with her on his days off. Instead, he spends it sleeping or he goes elsewhere. He doesn't want to be at the house. So I'm always dealing with the dogs constantly. This has become the issue ever since that conversation I had with his neighbor saying, and I quote, I do not want to be in a relationship. This man not only is treating me like a man-child, I'm basically a slave in his house. That's how I get treated. And he wonders why the fuck I don't want to fold his clothes. 1, I'm not your maid. 2, I'm not a slave. 3, we're not in a relationship. I'm not required to touch your drawers. 4, I take care of everything else in the house. So I'm not gonna fucking waste my time on 5 minutes of laundry. Because you've got 2 hands, you can do it yourself. 1 and 2. Honestly, the way you've been treating me, making sure that I'm going to bed hungry and not taking care of being appreciative of me and doing all the fucking hard work that I do in the house, and you wonder why the fuck I'm making this video. Gentlemen, don't treat your roommates like dicks. Don't be dickish to your roommates. If you have a female roommate, appreciate their asses and all the hard work they put into keeping your house clean. This is the pantry. I have 5 ramen noodles to eat for the entire week. How the fuck am I supposed to make that last if I have to do all the chores and then some? There's nothing else in the house. He gets mad for not having fucking drinks in the fridge for him. But he hasn't offered to take me to the store since mid-June, before his uncle's death. My phone broke on my way home from the store because he's been refusing to take me to the store. You see how this is a fucking problem, right? But then he has the audacity to say some bullshit like, I don't fucking appreciate the shit he does for me? Bro, just because you give me a roof does not mean you get to treat me like shit. Does not mean that I am your fucking automatic slave that has to bow down to the almighty bearded man. Like, I'm sorry, that's not me. Like, I have to hold my tongue around this man so much that I physically get the ick by this man. That's how bad his fucking attitude towards me is. I don't fucking like my roommate. So I'm being kind of a cunt right now, and I'm okay with that. Because at the end of the day, he's been being kind of an asshole towards me. So this is kind of me just exposing all the shit that he does. But he yells at me over eating with my mouth open and says, "You will eat with your mouth closed." Yeah, he literally told me that to my face. I'm not kidding. He has also said, "You're super unappreciative of all the stuff that I do, da da da." Bro, I take care of the entire fucking house. What the fuck do I have to be unappreciative about when you don't fucking say thank you to me either? That shit is both ways. That respect is both ways, sweetheart. I've said thank you multiple times. You haven't said thank you once. For cleaning the house, for taking care of the dogs, making sure they don't eat shit. Yeah. Every time that I do shit, you haven't said thank you, not once. So, before you be an asshole towards me, just know that all the shit you're doing is gonna get exposed. Okay? I'm so sick of my roommate. I promise you. Because this was not an issue up until mid-June when I had this conversation with his neighbors. Prior to that, both me and him got along well. We had no issues, and now we're kind of avoiding each other like the plague. So men, let me repeat myself, don't be dicks to your female roommates, especially if they have told you and made it pretty fucking clear that they don't want to have sex with you, they don't want a relationship with you, and they do not feel comfortable being in the same bed as you. Yes, I'm actually glad that I have my own room now. Honestly, it makes things so much easier to get away from him. But let me repeat myself, don't be a dick to your female roommates. Just don't. There's no reason. And ever since I moved in, he's complained about wanting to go to the gym. He's complained about the dogs shedding. But he does nothing to fucking fix the problems. Like, if you're gonna complain, at least fucking be willing to change what you're complaining about. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Like, it's not that fucking hard. That's one of my biggest pet peeves is when someone bitches and cries but doesn't fucking do shit about it.